Mich Cervantes.
Hi guys. I'm Mitch. I was a student of De La Salle College of St. Benil. I finished noong December and I graduated in March. So yeah. Thankfully, my comic was still considered as a student comic. So like, I was still included in the anthology. So yeah, you should buy it by the way. It's really nice. So yeah. First off, throughout this talk, I'm just gonna be talking about some sensitive stuff. Yeah, I talk about sex, masturbation, that stuff, and yeah, if that bothers you, then you have to think about why that bothers you, because the purpose of my work is so that people don't have to be bothered talking about this stuff anymore. So yeah, but if it really bothers you, then you don't have to stay. So there. Yeah. So in Komiks Cum Laude, 30 pages of each were published. So not the whole thing is included in there. It's just 55 pages. So before I start my presentation, I'm just gonna do a reading of it, the whole version, because I guess it bothers me that not the whole thing was included, but it's okay. Gets ko naman na may page limits and stuff, but yeah. I feel like the sincerity of the work is still there, but then, yeah, I still want to read it to you guys, so yeah. I'm just gonna do that first. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through it really quick. So yeah, it's just dedicated to my 13-year-old self, because yeah, she went through a lot of shit, and like, I owe her a lot. So it starts off with a dream sequence. She's the main character, Aya. She's sitting in biology class, and then there's this whole lecture about fertilization, and she's dreaming. And a lot of people ask me like, what do the forks and the spoons mean? And I don't know. I just wanted to draw them. Like, they're sort of phallic symbols in a way, but not really. But yeah, I just wanted to draw them. So there. The lecture goes on while she's dreaming. And then she finds this cage with something inside. And then it's a baby. Tapos, yeah, she wakes up and she's in class. Then she gets scolded by her teacher because she's sleeping. And then, yeah. Then it cuts to, she's home and then she's talking about her day to her family, and she brings up that she learned about the reproductive system today, and her mom gets all triggered and she's like, oh, that's nice. And then she asks her if she learned about abstinence, and she's like, what's that? And then, yep. And then, the dad just reinforces the fact that she's not allowed to have a boyfriend as long as she's in school. And then she's like, I know, why are you all up in my grill about it? And then, yeah, she doesn't know what abstinence is. If she turns out like one of those modern women, and then she gets back to her room, and then she sees a cat clawing at a toy bird that she has hanging by her window. And there. Medyo may foreshadowing yan. Yeah. So, ayun, she shoos the cat away. And then, ayun. The bird, her toy bird resembles the baby in her dream. And then, yun, she thought about it. And then there. That's sort of like a flashback to when she got that toy bird. And then, the next day at school, nagkwakwentuhan yung mga kaklase niya about this girl who apparently made out with 5 guys at a party last night. And then she hears the word slut, and she's like, ano yun? What's a slut? And then, very crudely explained by her classmate, sluts are irresponsible girls who like doing sex stuff too much. And then, yun, apparently sluts are bad people, so she learns that. Then she goes home and then she Googles slut, because when we don't know what things are, we Google them, right? So there. And then she she kind of like falls into this black hole of Googling a lot of stuff, and then she discovers all this stuff. And then there, she Googles what masturbation is. And then her mom walks in on her. Then, ayun, she just closes her laptop, and then she thinks about what she just learned in the span of like 10 minutes. And then, ayun, she tries to do what she just learned. And then, but then she remembers her classmate and what she said about people who like doing sex stuff too much. So, ayun, she gets deterred and she's like thinking about it. Then, yeah. Another flashback to when she got the toy. It's being hung on her window na. So there. The next day, she's at school and then she hears her classmates talking about the same girl. So, yun. And then she finally, like, she's had it with her classmates and the way she's talking about this girl. So she confronts them. And she's like, I wonder what making out with 5 guys is like. Might be cool. So she goes home, and then she strips, and then yeah, there's this long masturbation scene, and then there she's thinking about everything she's learned in the past few days and like how it's apparently taboo, and yeah, climaxes, and then it ends. She looks up at the window. The bird, the caged bird is gone. And then, yeah, it got stolen by the cat who was attacking it earlier. So yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it. Let me just bring up the PowerPoint again. Wait, did I do that right?
Yeah. Video.
I did it. Okay. So yun, that was Itch. Itch, I wrote 2 years ago, 2015. I released it no Komiket that year, and I entered it in the Komiket Awards. And I wrote it because, well, I didn't really see anything like it in local comics. Nobody was really talking about sexuality, and especially like female sexuality from a girl's point of view and stuff. And those are topics that are really like important to me. I'm a very, like, I'm just gonna come out and say it, I'm a very sexual person. Like, I'm not, I don't really, I don't feel, I'm not, sorry. I don't feel shy when I talk about it. I'm very open about it. And yeah, so I feel like, oh shit, sorry. Okay, yeah. I feel like once we remove that stigma of it being a bad thing, once we stop sexuality from being taboo, we'll eventually live in a better, more open society. So yeah, my political agenda and stuff. Yeah, I'll talk about my influences for Itch. My primary influence was Lost at Sea by Brian Lee O'Malley. You might know him from Scott Pilgrim and stuff, but Lost at Sea is my favorite graphic novel by him. I feel like a lot of people didn't like it, especially because he was like this guy writing the point of view of a girl, and like in many ways that's sort of controversial. But then I feel like it was very earnestly written. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked how he wrote it. Like it was like he was getting lost in his writing, but then on purpose, something like that. It's written exactly like an 18-year-old girl's mind would look like. And it's, yeah, he succeeded in that, so I'm not really bothered by that. So, another big influence on me are the Tamaki cousins, Jillian and Mariko. Especially their graphic novel, This One Summer, came out in 2014. It's about these two girls who go on a vacation together with their families because they do that every year. And then a lot of stuff happens, and then they come of age during that vacation. And yeah, I really like coming of age stuff. Another unlikely influence on me is Ghost World by Daniel Klaus. It's really weird, like, for me to mention this because, like, I don't think it resembles Itch at all. But because when I was writing Itch, it was originally supposed to be about two girls who were best friends, and then they were supposed to discover those things together. But then I had to cut the other girl out. I don't know what's that. And yeah. So when I was conceptualizing Itch, I took a lot from Rebecca and Enid's relationship in Ghost World. Okay, so Itch, basically, I wrote it to be a brief glimpse into the early stages of sexual discovery. So, as you saw earlier, it was about this girl who was really confused about what she was feeling and stuff, but she eventually just let herself discover herself. And yeah, I feel like not even just girls, like guys go through that also. Everyone has gone through that. And like, I feel like I just wanted to write a story about it because I haven't seen it in local comics. Not a lot of people are open to discussing it. Yeah. So yeah, I spent 14 years in an all-girls Catholic school that's me. From kinder to fourth year high school, I was a student. Like, I'm not gonna say the school, but the uniform gives it away. And yeah, it was a very intense experience in that I felt like my identity was being policed by many, many factors. There was religion, there was peer pressure, especially that. There was teachers and other people with different opinions, and like I was just super confused the whole time. I have nothing against like all girls Catholic schools or anything, but like I just want to say that it's not the most ideal place for a girl to grow up and discover herself. Because like a lot of the things I went through, it took me years to unlearn also. So yeah, I feel like me releasing Itch was my way of saying like, well, those 14 years happened and now I'm going to internalize them into a comic book. And yeah, sort of like a memoir of sorts. So yeah, there was a lot of reasons why I didn't enjoy it there. But like, yeah, one of them was everyone was really talking and stuff. Like, there was a lot of gossip. And I mean, it's not exclusive to all girls Catholic schools, I know, but yeah, that was one of the reasons why I didn't really enjoy my time there. You'd hear about somebody doing something, and then the next day everyone knows about it. Yeah, pretty scary. I have nothing against religion either, but I feel like it was used in a way that we were supposed to know what role we played in society just by looking at Catholicism and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if that made sense. I just pulled that out of my ass. But like, yeah, religion taught me that I wasn't supposed to have sex before marriage. I wasn't supposed to masturbate. And I was doing all those things, and I was like, oh my, am I not a good person because of these things? And like, yeah, I don't think that's a very nice way to feel. So there. I had a manufactured perception of womanhood. I mentioned earlier that I felt like my womanhood was like policed by a lot of factors and stuff. And yeah, there was religion, there were teachers, society in general. Like, everyone was dictating what a proper Christian woman should act like, and like I didn't fall under any of those perceptions and stuff. And yeah, it wasn't great. there. So your individuality is ultimately lost when a lot of entities dictate how you're supposed to live. And yeah, speaks for itself. So why did I make Itch? There, I wanted to represent female sexuality, especially in local comics where it's pretty much non-existent. Like, I've been a fan of local comics since I was in third year high school. I think I was 16. I met Rob Cham on Tumblr, and then we became really close friends, and now he's like a mentor figure to me. And he pretty much taught me everything I know about local comics, and like he introduced me to all these artists that I currently love and everything. And I mean, before Itch, I felt like nobody was really being, I don't know how to say it, like no one was really daring about their subject matter, I guess. And yeah, I wanted to change that because like if you look at international comics, everybody draws and writes about so many topics, so many different things, and like local comics I felt lacked that kind of diversity. So I wanted to try to make something short and see what would happen. And yeah, I guess Itch was well received in the edit and stuff. So thankfully, I sort of made an impact in people's lives. So yeah. Besides female sexuality and stuff, like in general, local comics needs to be more sex positive. I mentioned earlier that a sex positive society is a better society, and that's true. Yeah, I believe that a lot. And yeah, in general, I feel like if we open ourselves to talking about sex and like if we remove the stigma that surrounds it, then like everybody would be more comfortable with themselves. Everybody would have a more solid sense of individuality. And yeah. And lastly, I firmly believe that like women are the best people. I mean, they're the best people. Sorry, wait, I kind of got lost. Girls can't write stories. Girls can't write their own stories. Like, sorry. Oh my god, I need to drink water right now. But, no, it's okay. I'm good. It's fine. I'm gonna survive. No one can write a girl story better than a girl can. So I feel like Filipinas need to step up and tell their stories, like what they feel, what they go through. I feel like a woman's voice is very important, especially in a field like local comics where well, it was pretty much male dominated before, but then nowadays there's a lot of up and coming new creators who are girls and stuff. It really lifts my heart when I enter a con and like I see so many girls stabling with their zines and stuff. And yeah, that's really what I want for local comics also. I just want more voices, a more diverse roster of artists and writers. And yeah. That concludes my talk. Sorry, I was really thirsty the whole time, so I stuttered a lot.
Where's the water?
But
Bibili ba? Where? Ako na yan. Bibili sa Starbucks.
yeah.
Starbucks mo.
I'll allow one question from the audience. Anyone? Any question? Si student. Marami baon to. Say your name na lang.
My name is Ian Ernacio, a student of the Holistic Education Development Center at Rosamao. I want to ask you, considering you're in a country where one opinion is more often than not the opinion you should go for, otherwise you'll be stigmatized. how do you go forward with your own opinion and still have the willpower to push through with it despite many people saying, you're garbage, fuck you. Sorry. I'm very, sorry.
It's okay. So, I'm sorry also because I cursed several times during my talk. But sorry. I feel like I've never really cared, honestly. I mean, like, I haven't, sorry, I really need to drink water. But I feel like that's Miss Universe girl, like Patty. I'm a very opinionated person there. I'm just gonna say that. I'm very convicted when it comes to my values and my principles and stuff. And I feel like that's all you need, honestly, like to survive this country, as you put it earlier. And yeah, I've never really been afraid to put stuff like this out. I'm not, yeah. But yeah, just don't be afraid to do it, honestly. Because like, if you know you're speaking for a lot of people anyway, they'll come to you. It's really nice because like, when I released Itch, on the first day, during Komiket that year, I got home and then I got a lot of emails, like maybe like 2 to 5 emails from young girls who bought the comic at Komiket. Because I included my email address at the end of the book and I was like, yeah, if you want to talk about it or anything, if you want to share your experience with sexuality, just email me. And I actually got emails from actual young girls and stuff. And I felt really nice about it. I was able to make something that a lot of girls can relate to, and they all sounded so repressed and everything. Like they were super, they were like, wow, finally, like something that I can relate to, something that I'm actually going through, and I see it in local comics now.
Hi, I'm Maan.
Hello.
Just walking by. Ang question ko, yung mga na-delete dun sa dun sa hindi sa comic, hindi na-include. Tapos if any, kung makikita ko sila somewhere.
Oh, okay. I actually have copies of Itch with me right now. So kung interesado ka lang, lapitan mo lang ako after. I had a really hard time cutting it kasi sobrang solid na siya as a 55-page short. Pero okay lang. I tried to cut it to 30 pages. So I removed some spreads, kinompress ko it into 1 page, ganun. Tapos, ano ba? I removed the whole confrontation scene. But yeah, I feel like nandun pa rin yung essence. Pero, nothing beats the original. So, bili na kayo. Joke lang. Buy this also. It's really good. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, some copies now are with me right now. Yay! Okay.
Thank you very much.